Are you ready, Earl?
Oh, yeah. Hi there, welcome to the advocacy in action. This is Earl. Let's action.
Hello, this is BJ Stachio. Welcome to Self-Advocacy in Action. And today we're talking about marriage for people with developmental disabilities. I'm here today with our guests, Lorenz Pickens and Patty Felton.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lorenz, you've been married before, and
Yeah.
Patty, you're married now.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been married, Patty?
16 years.
Wow. And you live in a home in a house with other people, right?
Yes, I do.
How is that for you?
A little difficult.
How difficult is it? I'm just curious.
Well, with 8 people in the house, we have a room by ourselves.
Do you have a lot of privacy?
Yeah, we do.
Do you get to go a lot of places with your husband?
Yeah.
That's good.
I went out on a date and we met at a dance.
How did your husband propose? I'm curious.
On one knee.
On one knee.
He goes, "Will you marry me?" I said yes.
Oh, that's good. And Lorenz, like I said, you were married before, right?
Yes, I was married for 12 and a half years, but my husband, he passed away.
How was it for you?
For me, it was okay. It was something that I had to learn because I was so used to taking care of myself, but learning how to take care of both of us was a little bit difficult. It took a lot of time and everything.
And your husband had muscular dystrophy, right?
Yes, he sure did. But he was just as active as I am right now.
How was it in regards to were you going to lose your benefits, for example?
Well, actually, me myself, I lost some. Kind of, we kind of lost some because we did get married, you know. But to me, that didn't. To us, it didn't matter, long as we was together and, you know, we worked it out. We still survived.
So how did that affect you with paying the monthly bills? Just curious.
We did it together. He paid the bills like the man is supposed to do. And I was just a wife, but I was an active one.
Oh, that's good. And so, you know, so what kind of things did you guys do when you went out there? How was the transportation for you guys?
Well, it was kind of difficult because both of us was in wheelchairs, so a lot of times either I would go out or he would go out, or sometimes we go out together, and we would have to kind of use 2 cars. 2 people would have to come pick us up, or we use the transportation.
Well, now this question is for both of you. I'll start with Lorenz, what were some of the questions? What were some of the responses that you got when you were you received when you said you were married to your spouse? Was it a shocked response?
Yes, we went through some. I wouldn't say difficulties, but we went through some questions from different people about how would we have sex, how would we function. You know, you both were in a chair. You know, either I had to take care of him or he had to take care of me. How would you do that? And that's what they said. They asked.
How about for you, Patty? What were some of the questions you and your spouse still get or did get?
They had the family had to get used to us being married.
But they were supportive and still are, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And for me personally, someday I hope to get married and still do. I'm engaged and did set a date, so we'll see what happens. So hopefully it all works out. So we'll see.
One of the things that people did ask after the honeymoon, because we did go on a honeymoon.
Oh yeah, where'd you go?
Well, we just went downtown in one of those fancy hotels.
So no traveling on a plane for you, because that would be difficult, right?
Oh yeah, it would have been difficult. We would have had to have help, which we had help then too, because my husband could not transfer himself, so we had to help somebody. Had somebody come to the hotel, you know, and put him in the bed or whatever, and then get him up in the morning.
And that makes a good follow-up, because you guys had to have the aid care, right?
Yes.
So how did that work out?
Well, it actually was his sister and his friend that came to help us out.
Then that worked out fine for both of you then.
Yeah.
That's good.
But one of the things when we got home was, how did y'all do it? And
do what? Be more specific so our audience gets it.
How did you have sex?
How did you have sex?
And I told him, we did it just like everybody else, just in a different way. Got the same job done.
Oh. So we as disabled people do have sex. It might just take us a little longer to have sex.
Yes.
That makes it fun for us, doesn't it?
It depends. You know, it depends on what you like to. You have to find out what each other likes and just go with it. Just like everybody else. Everybody has their preference. Well, we have our preference too.
Go with the flow.
Yes.
I always kind of say, yes, I do have sex. How about you?
You know, because I feel sometimes that people just look at us as we don't have those feelings. We don't even want to be connected to one another, but we all are connected.
Yeah.
But when we find that we love a person, not only do we want to be with them, and we don't want to just be with them as roommates, as most people with disabilities. They do that, and the reason why they do that is because they don't want to lose their benefits, and that's a scary. That's a scary thing. But one thing that I've learned is that it doesn't matter, actually, because money can go away no matter if you're married or not.
Yeah, you can get it robbed from you by somebody you trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it depends on whether you want to be together for life or you just want to be friends. And it's two different feelings.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
It's two different. You could be friends and not live together, but you don't want to live together and have all the goodies, like, you know, have
Yeah.
all the goodies and not be able to have sex and everything else like everybody else does.
Yeah.
And they think we don't even talk about it, you know?
We,
Like we ain't people. Oh, they having sex. Oh my goodness. Like it's a surprise. What is this got to be a surprise for?
eh,
Yeah. Patty, you have something you want to say about that?
we went we went on a honeymoon. He fell asleep on me and I shut the TV off and to pay attention to me.
Yes.
See?
And
And
so
he did.
he paid attention after you shut the TV off, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the trigger for everybody who wants to get married. Shut the TV off and don't pay attention.
It's not time for the TV.
Oh. Your wife is more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to write that down. Wife is more important. Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome.
And just to be happy with one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And love
Yeah.
each other.
And I'll say, just in spite of what people might think, don't let that even. You gotta be able to talk to one another, because people can say everything and you not do what you feel to do.
Yeah.
But for me, I say, if you feel that you want to do it, both of y'all got this connection, go ahead with it, because life is still go on.
Yeah.
We might have to do it in a different way, and it might be hard or it might be easy. You never
Yeah.
know. But if you don't try, if it's something that you want to do,
Yeah.
just like people that don't have a disability, if there's something that they want to do, they're gonna go ahead and do it. So
Yeah.
we have that same opportunity, I believe.
Yeah, like
You have to go with the flow.
I'm sure for all of us, we've dated before and we thought that was the right person for us, and we thought we wanted to date them and marry them, and then we realized that that wasn't the right person.
Yeah.
And we all make mistakes.
That's
and
right.
we have to learn from those mistakes, but we all make those mistakes.
Yes.
And they're choices we make.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we gotta stick. If we really want to do this, we gotta stick with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can't back down just because
No.
of what somebody says.
We can't back down because of fear.
Yeah.
And let fear rule our lives.
Because, Patty, she didn't back down, right?
No,
You
no.
still got married no matter what nobody
Yeah,
said.
I stayed with it.
16 years later and she's still in it.
Yeah.
And I'm a widow about to get married again.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Paul?
Oh, well. If I start smiling, that's my man. Paul is my man. And right now, he has a disability also. And right now he's in the hospital right now because he had an accident. But we still are going to get married. We got to find out what kinds of things he might need to be in the house now, because his situation has changed. But our love for one another has not changed. We've been together now for like 3 years, and he finally asked my mother, could he have my hand?
So I've known Paul pretty much all my life, as I'm sure he told you.
Yes.
So how did Paul propose? That doesn't strike me as Paul being an old-fashioned guy there.
He is an old-fashioned guy. He just asked me, and I said yes. And sometimes we're afraid sometimes about what our family or friends might say, and we have that fear, and it's normal that we have that fear.
Yeah.
And his sister said, "Where's the ring?" She didn't say, "Hey, what you doing?" She said, "Where's the ring?" And she says, "Lorenz, I hope you didn't say yes and you ain't got no ring yet." So I'm waiting for the ring, but I know it's coming.
I was say your sister said, "Where's the ring?" She wanted to see the ring first.
No, his sister.
His sister said,
Yes.
"Where's the ring?"
And my mom says, "I hope you don't just want it for her body." That's my mother.
Yeah.
And that's what she said.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. It's not just that. It's just that we want to be together, and we have a lot in common. Not only our disabilities now. Not only our disabilities do we have in common. We have similar things that we like to do in common too.
Yeah.
What about you, Patty?
Well, I like to go places and everything.
What about your husband?
Yeah.
He just doesn't like to go to parties and stuff.
Oh.
I'm sure you try and drag him to parties though, don't
Oh
you?
yeah. But he tries to go out with his family and gets me to go out too.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, that's the difference in every life.
Yeah.
Is that opposites always attract.
Yeah.
And whether we normal or have a disability, which I think we all do in life, have a disability in some area.
Yeah.
And we just have to flow with it. And
Right.
if we have a connection, go ahead.
Go ahead and do it.
That's what I say. Instead of
Yeah.
suffering.
Yeah. You can't.
Like sometimes you can't let, like we said, the fear of not knowing rule your life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not knowing what might happen.
What might happen. Sometimes you have to take that leap and go with
Yeah.
it.
Like, you know, and you can't let people stop you.
No.
Because if you do, you'll always wonder, how would I be happy?
Yeah.
You know, you can't let, nobody stop you and say, oh, y'all can't do that. You can't do that. You just can't. This might happen and that might happen. Well, what about me being happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that?
And it can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything can happen. Like
Yeah.
money can just disappear and for other reasons. And I personally don't think that people should dictate that just because you get married, you lose money because you marry someone you love. I personally don't think that.
And you also have to have a backbone because they are coming. They are coming.
Yeah.
And saying, because we have so many obstacles to go through, but now it's two people going through the same obstacle.
Yeah.
If it was just one, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But now it's two of us,
Yeah.
and opposites do attract,
They do.
Yeah.
Like I'm an outgoing person, but so is he. And her husband is a homebody, but she tried to get him out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're an outgoing person, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, that's probably what he liked about her, because she was so outgoing.
Yeah.
They met at a dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's what my fiance liked about me, the fact that I was just so outgoing, and we actually met when we were kids, so it was like destiny, I think. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that happens too.
Yeah.
Because actually, me and Paul, we went to school together also, but I wasn't interested in him that way at all.
No.
You know, and then we met again.
I'm sure he would say he just wore you down.
No. We met on the street.
Yeah.
And when I tell people that, I say that. They say, how did you meet? I said, on the street. And they be like, what? You picked him up? Oh, we picked each other up. No, it wasn't like that. But we just had a conversation. And we remembered each other from school. And that's how it happened. And we started talking about different issues that we both like and our families. And it seemed so similar, and it seemed like a match. I don't say made in heaven, but close to it.
Yeah. You know, I always say there's somebody for everyone, and sometimes you have to go through a few people to find that someone.
Yes. And
Yeah.
don't be afraid. You know, that's what and actually that's what self-advocacy is about too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's about fighting for what you want, and just just because we talking about marriage at this
Yeah.
time. This is everyday life for us
Yeah.
to be fighting.
And not necessarily marriage. If you want to have a relationship with someone, you should have the right to have that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what this is what self-advocacy is all about.
All about. Yeah.
And I put self-advocacy in everyday life. Now that I've known what it's all about, I put it
I
in
do,
everyday
every day.
everyday life. Hey, you say I can't do this, I'm gonna prove to you I can. But I'm not gonna prove to you in the wrong attitude. I'm gonna just prove to
Right.
you that I can do it and it'll work.
Because I've had so many self-advocates I worked with or friends come up to me and tell me that they couldn't have a relationship with someone because it just didn't make sense to their agency or to the staff person they worked with, or just because it didn't make sense. And I'm like, did you like that person? And they would say yes. I said, well, if you like that person, then it should be your choice.
Yeah.
Dignity of risk.
Yeah,
Because in life, risk happens.
yeah.
It does.
Like Paul, he was crossing the street, or attempting to cross the street,
Yeah, he was crossing the street.
and he got hit by the car.
Yeah. And now not only did he have a disability already, he got to deal with more limitations.
Yeah.
But my love for him and his love for me has not changed at all.
Yeah. So
We still go googly eyes with one another.
yeah. So you see, there's risk in anything we do. You never know what's gonna happen from day to
No.
day.
Yeah.
So you gotta enjoy life while you have it.
Yeah.
And that's our life. I mean, we might be in these chairs, but we have feelings too. We have feelings just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think people have the wrong perception of us. Because they don't ask us no questions. They just assume because we're in these chairs and we can't. They think we can't move.
But you can.
But they should see us.
Patty, did anybody ever tell you you couldn't be in a relationship? Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel awful.
So what did you do?
I told him that, hey, I have a disability. I got hit by a car and I have rods in my legs. And I still go on
Yeah.
in my life.
How many times did you have to tell them you wanted to be in a relationship with someone before they listened to you?
Well, I told them many times that we love each other and we want to get married, and we did.
And I also have been to many conversations with people, especially sometimes preachers or religious folks,
Yeah.
because they don't know us per se. They assume that we don't have no functions nowhere else, and we just sit in the chair, like I said. But I do remember when my husband was alive and we was going through the processes
Yeah.
and talking to a minister,
Yeah.
and he said, well, what are you gonna do? And my husband, fiance at the time, he says, well, he was so mad because that's one thing that will make us upset when people say we can't do anything. He was so mad that he took his two fingers because he couldn't really function that well. But he took his two fingers and lifted his arm up and said, "Is nothing wrong with my whatever? Ain't nothing wrong. I'm fine. Everything is fine."
Yeah.
So then the minister kind of left him alone and said, okay. Because he didn't want him to go there. He said, everything is fine.
Now, me knowing Paul the way I do, now if that were to happen to Paul, he would probably not handle it that well.
No. No.
So I could imagine how that would go over.
And you have to learn how to improvise. You know, you have to learn how to improvise. And there's always your mind. Your mind can take you a lot of places
Oh, yeah.
that your body can't, but you can still feel the same effect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
I had the same thing happen to me actually when I went to the first church with my fiance. It's like they were talking to her instead of talking to us, and it was like funny. I'm here too.
yes.
I'm bigger than she is. How can you miss me?
Yes. Yes.
It's like she's there, I'm over here, we're together. Talk to both of us about something.
Exactly.
Not just her. You can't miss me because I'm bigger than she is.
Yes, true.
You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should have more of these conversations so that we can help other people with
Other people,
disabilities.
yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that they have those same feelings, but they're not able to get them out. And I think we should have more conversations like this.
Eventually, they're gonna end up, hopefully, more of us in relationships and want to get married someday if things change where we can actually, hopefully, keep our benefits
Yeah.
and everybody will be happier and want to get married.
And that's one thing that boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Why should we have to lose something to gain life?
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand. I really don't understand that. I wish somebody could tell me that. Because when people, when they get married, that's normal per se, which I say nobody is normal. They don't lose nothing. They gain something.
They gain something.
But we have to lose something to gain life. Why?
Right.
That's my question.
Normal is a relative term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody is normal.
Patty, do you have a final thought for our audience before we wrap it up? I'm going to ask both of you for final thoughts. You have a final thought for our audience before we wrap it up?
They should let people get married anyways, even if they have a disability.
That's a good thought. How about you, Lorraine?
My thought is to pray and keep connected and make sure you got a good support system. It's very important that you have a good support system because if you don't, then you can let people talk to you any kind of way. But if you have a good support system, you can have them talk to those same people.
Yeah, and have a positive attitude.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And my final thought is whether you want to get married or you're in a relationship, it's your choice. You should be able to do what you want. And it should always be your choice. You shouldn't let anybody tell you what you should do. And this has been BJ, Lorenz, and Patty. Thank you for watching today's show. Hope it's been informative. I've learned a lot. Have a great self-advocacy day. This has been Self-Advocacy in Action. Thank you very much. Have a great self-advocacy day. Thank you for watching.